Ooh, 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 ooh. What's goody? What's goody? Man, look, it's just Stan TV back with you another video. Man, I know. You know, I don't know when my viewers will see this, but I said, I was going to start being more consistent with my video uploading, but honestly, I made conscious decisions not to do it, and because of that, it's because I fell into my old ways. If you were here for my first few videos, you know about my journey with the, no fab, semen retention, drugs, all that manner. And honestly, I fell back into my old ways. I did. I'm a living testament. You know what I'm saying? About a couple weeks ago, a few months ago, I was just battling, and more so, it really was the drugs. I figured out throughout my life that if I'm really am serious about no more like, lust, no more porn, no more masturbating, then I would have to stop smoking weed. And that's just for me personally. I'm never going to sit here and tell people that they need to stop. But on the contrary, I have to say it. In order to follow God, in order to follow Jesus, and to truly, truly try to live like Jesus, and to truly, truly try your best to make it into heaven, you have to cut out your addictions. You have to cut out your lust. You have to cut out the porn, especially. You have to cut out the masturbating. You have to cut out the drugs, whether it's weed, acid. You have to cut out the alcohol. You have to stop doing the things that are considered vices in the Bible. You are destroying yourself if you claim to believe in God, believe in Jesus, but you're still doing things that is harming your body. And it says in the Bible that you shouldn't be doing those things. You know, um, in my personal life, I was over the past 2 months. I was with this girl. Yeah, she was my girlfriend. We were having sex. We was best friends type, and we just came to an end. It turns out, she was about to move off into the Navy, and I was trying to appreciate, our last times together, but she wanted to, disconnect, to try to save herself so she wouldn't be as hurt as she left, you know. So I'm trying to fight for us, but, she's trying to disconnect. So it was like, we're pulling away from each other. Towards the very end, she was, very inconsiderate of my feelings. I felt like she didn't care. There was no action, so it had to be dead, you know, and it's over. And honestly, ever since then, I've been great. Like I was hurt initially, but it seems like my life started to pick up. I mean, I'm not big on superstition when it comes to like fortune cookies, but I went to get some food and I opened up a fortune cookie, and the next day after we got out of our broke up or whatever, I got a I got a fortune cookie that told me that you're heading in the right direction. And then I had another one that said, where is it at? Where is it at? It told me to avoid unchallenging occupations, they waste your talents. Amen. Amen. And where is the other one I got? It said a distant friendship could begin to look more promising. So as I'm reading these, it's starting to occur to me that God is trying to let me know through even the worldly ways that I was not supposed to be in that situation. Me and the girl, we met through, I was at the time when I met her 10 months ago, I was, semen retention, no fab. I wasn't doing drugs. I attracted a girl who wasn't doing those things as well. And what made us both in common, we both believed in God. So it really felt like I was like going in the right direction with this woman. But as time progressed, I started to notice she was slipping back into the world, it seemed like. And also I was as well, what I'm saying? I fell back into my addictions, what I'm saying? And now that we're not done, I feel like it's easier for me to stop going back to my addictions, because I feel like I have more to fight for. I'm not saying her absence or like, matter of fact, I'm not saying her being present in my life made me weaker as a man and made me, not have the ability to fight no more. But it was just around the same time, once I'm out the situation with this girl, I'm starting to realize like, now I'm focused on just me now, you know what I mean? And God just delivered me from it, you know what I mean? I fell short with the weed a couple of days ago, but now it's just like I just don't really have the drive for it, you know. It was months on end, I'll be smoking and I'll just be praying to God that just deliver me from this, Lord. Like, please, God, just defeat the urge, delete the urge that I have to just go smoke. Like that drive that, you know, if I didn't smoke like at all that day yet, and that drive I would have for smoking, like it would be so strong. Like it would feel like I couldn't even like not do it, you know. But it was a time like a couple of days ago, I was just sitting in the car and, you know, it was like Friday, Saturday night or something. I had weed, you know. I was at the spot that I usually go to, and I just said, F it, man. I just didn't do it. You know, I just went home instead and went to sleep. It was Saturday night. I got home. I watched some inspirational YouTube videos, you know. I wrote this card for this girl, this other girl, and, you know, I went to sleep. It was Saturday night. Like the old me would have definitely fired that blunt up and enjoyed my music and my solitude in my car again, you know. And it was so easy. I just didn't have the urge. It didn't excite me. I didn't have that drive in that moment, and it felt so great going home because, like, had I would have smoked, like I probably would have been like influenced. I wouldn't. It would like use like a catalyst through me just to go watch porn and masturbate. I would have just fucked up, you know, and it's just great. Like, and you know, I just feel like God's truly delivering me from that, you know what I mean? Like, and in my past, if I did slip up and watch porn and masturbate or even one or the other, like I would feel so terrible, you know. Like obviously I know I don't need to be doing that, but it would feel like with the weed, it was like I feel like it wasn't that important for me to stop, you know, at that point. And it was just rough for me, you know, like, cause I'll just be smoking. I feel like I'll be a whole different person after I'll be high. Like, I'll feel like animalistic. Like, you know, if I was hungry, oh, I'm going straight for gluttony. You know, if I was horny, like, you know, I would try to go for it. You know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't the wave, man. Overall, I just felt like weed was just holding me back and making me complacent. Now, granted, like when I was going to FAMU, when I was going to college, like I was smoking every single day, but it felt like I was still being very productive. I was still waking up early, reading the Bible, hitting my pull-ups. Then I would go smoke, the face God, go to class on time, front row, every single day. You know what I mean? Like, so it was hard for me to even feel like, why would I stop? You know what I mean? Because I'm still productive. I'm still getting A's. I'm still passing. I have a high GPA. I'm still doing my thing. I'm respected by my classmates. Why would I stop doing drugs? It's not hindering me, obviously, right? I graduate, and then everything started to hit me a little different now. It feels like smoking's taking too much time now. Like, time's going by faster now. Like, oh, I don't even have the energy to, like, do what I wanted to do. Like, you know what I mean? As I'm high, like, as I'm smoking, like, I feel like, yeah, I'm about to go home and, like, go do some work. You know, as I'm done smoking and I get home, I just feel, like, lustful. Like, I wouldn't even give a fuck about, like, the work I have to do. You know what I mean? And it just really, like, started to take a toll. And I understand now that, you know, we was good at that point, but as I'm going on to something new, I have to, you know, delete some dead weight. You know, I can't keep doing the things I used to do if I'm trying to grow into a new person, you know. So you have to leave some things behind, you know. And the thing about me is I hold on to things, you know. I hold on to my friendships, I hold on to my relationships, you know. Every girl that I've gave my heart to, we always ended by eventually them just not caring about my feelings no more and then breaking my heart. Every single girl, every single one. There's not one that I was involved with that didn't break my heart due to them not caring about my feelings, you know. And that being said, like it just I had to learn how to truly let go. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be like crazy or nothing, but I had to like learn how to just like let go. Like my problem is, yes, I'm guilty of dodging red flags. Like I know it'd be a red flag. You know what I mean? And excuse me if I'm sweating, man. I just got done boxing in my garage, but it's like I would notice it'll be a red flag, but then I'll be tied between, do I fight for my love or do I let go and let God, you know? And I'll always just choose to fight for my love because, you know, God, you can't see God like tangibly. You can't touch, you know? So I would always have like that open-ended, like, well, maybe I'm gonna trust my rationale rather than what I feel in my heart. You know what I mean? And I always got burned. And I learned, and I knew it, but sometimes you really have to go through it again and again and again to really understand that once you don't listen to that inner feeling, then you're gonna get burned every single time. When you don't listen to God, God's gonna show you. God's gonna forcibly remove people out of your life, and it's gonna hurt your feelings the way they do you because didn't choose to walk away when God told you to walk away. When God tells you to walk away from someone, when they do something and you know it ain't right, and you try to forgive, but in your heart it is still don't feel right. That I would turn away from that because I wanted to fight for my love. I thought I was being a real nigga. I really did, but you know sometimes we try to be our best self for the wrong people, and not saying they're bad people, but at the time it wasn't for them to receive me. You know what I mean? Or you in your situation, and I really had to learn that. And honestly, now that I sit here, I didn't smoke today. I have so much energy. Oh my gosh, I feel great. Like, I truly feel great. And, I honestly feel great. I got up, I did my pull ups after I read my Bible, of course. I went to work, got to work on time. I'm also working on being on time. So I got multiple check marks before like 8 o'clock. And I got off work, went to the gym, got my protein, saw a friend, killed the gym, by the way. It was leg day. Thighs burning, got my protein, saw my friend, came home, got, boxed, just like how I planned to do. Now I'm making a YouTube video. And this was also on my itinerary too. After this, I'm about to work on a cover art that I'm drawing for my friend's album. And then I'm about to, sketch up some logos for my other friend who's also an artist. And, these are on my itinerary. And before I go to sleep, I'm planning on working out my jawline, because you already see, I ain't had this in the first couple of videos probably, and I ain't even flexing. No flexing. But yeah, it feels really good to just check things off. And I truly feel like I'm being blessed with this much energy and this charisma and drive, because God knows that I've fallen short, through my addictions, praying against the porn, praying against the masturbating, praying against the weed. And even though I would fall, he still knows that I'm trying. I've never once given up on this journey. I started the journey about maybe 2.5 years ago, and 2 years ago, maybe about a year and a half ago, I was going 10 months, with no porn, no weed, none of that, and I was doing great. And I fell back into my sins. And the Bible says, once you're delivered from your addictions and you go back to what God delivered you from, the devil will crash down on you 7 times harder, and I've really been going through that. And I truly feel like now I'm getting out the 7 times harder, and I'm going back to me, you know what I'm saying? When I look at old pictures of me, it's like, dang, my skin was glowing, I was doing good in that retention. Then I would go back to a picture of me 2 months ago, and I'm like, I got acne and shit. It just wasn't flying. And God's really giving me the strength to really do what I need to do, because he knows that I haven't given up. You know what I mean? And and even towards the girls that I'm not, with anymore, even though I feel very disrespected and at the time, and because, men, we don't like not being heard. We don't like feeling like our feelings aren't respected in any type of way. Men really do not no type of disrespect. We can't tolerate that. I was feeling that in my heart from a girl who didn't show that to me initially when I met her. So imagine that. I'm offering forgiveness. I prayed for her the other night. I need to pray for her continuously, because even though I'm hurt, even though I felt like I wasn't did that right, it's just, you have to be like Jesus, though. You have to pray through people, because that's truly what's going to get you into heaven. You know what I mean? Over these past few years, God has removed many, many close friends. A lot of people have shown who their true colors, where their allegiance lies, and I've been feeling very lonely, my day ones, they're not really day ones no more. People started being flaky. People started doing subliminal hate towards me. The girls was untrustworthy. Girls been trying to make plans with me, and then, when it comes down to it, I don't hear nothing from them. The girls I actually know, you know what I mean? So it's just God's been forcibly removing people from my life who are not on what I'm on. I'm on my life trying to elevate through Jesus Christ. And ironically, the people that X me out, they're not doing that. Some claim to be, but the actions is I don't. It's all about what you do and what you show the world. It doesn't matter if you think you're a good person. Does everybody around you think you're a good person? Because at the end of the day, it does kind of matter what people think about you. Because it says something about yourself. You know what I mean? And what I've learned, when you truly try to live like Jesus, people will hate you, you know? That's the only time where like other people's opinion don't really matter, is when you really try to live like Jesus for real, according to what the Bible says. Because the Bible is the only thing that's not subjective. This is true law. But to a non-believer, it'd be like it's just some book, you know? So, you know, God understands my heart. God understands my faith, and I'm truly trying out here in it. You know, this is an update on my life. You know, right now it's February 28th, the last day of Black History Month, or whatever that is. You know, and I feel great. You know, I feel great. I'm on my journey. I'm on my way to go up. You know, up to the top. You know, the best version of Stanley I could be. Working on my skin, working on my diet, working on my body, working on my finances, working on my spirituality with God over everything. You know, I'm not really worried about women right now. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, as I got older, I'm used to women, like, you know, just like throwing me subliminals, like, you know, looking at me where I go places, like double takes. I'm used to that. So I'm kind of in a place where like I don't really care about it, you know. Um, I just care about my focus with God. You know, I'm trying to become my best self so I can attract my one true wife. You know what I mean? And that's just where I'm at right now. I'm not really worried about the past. I'm not worried about no woman from the past, because if they truly cared, you know, they be showing it. You know, so who am I to trip? You know, and that's some advice to anybody. 'Cause a lot of people probably go through what I go through. Like, when you really like somebody, you want to hold on. Like, you know, like if they kick you out and shut the door in your face, you get that. But if they ain't did that yet, and you still feel like you can, like, you know, work things out, like you're gonna try. There's a lot of men who are like that, because I'm like that. I can't be the only one. You know, I don't care if women say niggas ain't shit, man. Like, a lot of us really do be out here caring for real, but we just don't get it back. You know what I mean? And you know, I have to make sure I'm doing my right thing, because if I'm living in wickedness, I'm gonna attract the women in wickedness. You know what I mean? Even if I'm living righteous in God, I'm still gonna attract wicked women, but I gotta have the discernment to disassociate myself and focus on the women like who show me God characteristics, that they really care and put Jesus first above me, you know? So at the end of the day, I know what I said earlier. All this is not to attract my wife, but it's going to be a part of it. All this is to make sure I make God happy and that I get into heaven whenever my time comes, you know. And I just pray that I have enough time to do what I would like to do. That was in my story written by God. And, you know, I just want to put a smile on God's face. Metaphorical face. And yeah, I'm just trying my best to live like Jesus. You know, this is an update. You know, just stay on TV. You know, it's nighttime. You know, I'm about to take my shower. I'm about to eat. You know, I'm just doing my thing. I'm trying my best. You know, and I have no time for the rest. You know, overall, that's it. You know, God bless all who is watching this. I'm at 18 minutes. Whew. I probably rambled, but, you know, it's okay. You know, these are just my thoughts. And I'm here. I'm trying my best to be present. And God bless all who comes across this video whenever you do. And I wish you the best of luck in life. And remember, God is always watching. Whenever you feel like you're distant from God, it's probably because you're being distant from God. So cut that out, you know? You're never going to find true happiness in that true divinity unless you really develop a relationship with God and Jesus Christ. It is the only way to reach true happiness within your soul without feeling lonely. It's the only way. And that's not subjective. It's law. But yeah, just stay on TV. I hope you have a blessed night or a day or whatever. And, you know, just be great. You know, God bless.